zero.
Well, what's going on, everybody, and welcome on into the Put It in the Book show. Our very first. Look at that. The laughter applause button is working already. That's fantastic. That's really good stuff. Our very first off-season special of this year.
Of the year,
right? And what a coincidence. We have a lot to talk about. A lot of stuff went down in the last couple days, 2-3 days. But
busy beavers.
Let's make sure everybody's doing okay here. Rodriguez, how's life going on in your neck of the woods?
Life is fine, because if you just get up and look down the road, you'll see my neck of the woods. We're not so far away. So I think
right
we're
on over
good.
there.
Yeah, right that way. But yeah, man, I'm good. The Mets are moving. The season's plodding along. Football is dead to me. So I mean, let's just say that I'm looking forward to the off season of the Mets, man. I'm ready to start chatting about our little Metsies.
The football.
And
that's a
you
thing.
better,
Yeah. Let's producer Joe back there. How's it going, buddy? How's it hanging back there?
It's a little humid. It's a
little crooked.
It's a little yeah. To the left. To the left. To the left.
Emotional damage. Every episode. A little bit of that.
Listen, we wouldn't have it any other way. But
Farace, do you have a pencil in your ear?
Oh, yes. I didn't realize that. Thank you.
All right. Wardrobe should have taken care of that.
Is that like a douchey move? Is that that's a douchey move when people walk around like this, or?
Douchey? I knew everything is douchey, but it's not a douchey move.
It's natural. All right. Well, I don't like it there anyway. All right. So look, a bunch of news over the last 24 hours. The guy who we thought along this whole time we were going to get for manager didn't turn out right. We got some guy, and
we signed Stroman.
Some
favorite player.
Don't get producer Joe or Yankee right out of this broadcast right now. Hey Dom. What's going on, my friend? We have a new manager. We find out that another vacancy will not get filled, but we'll talk about that on the opposite end of this. And then Metropolitan Park, big announcement today made by Steve Cohen and the Mets, along with the community around the area. That's part of it, but we'll get there. Let's run our little clip here, producer Joe, and let's start off this Mets talk on the opposite side of this bad boy.
Put up the bullets!
All right, welcome on back in.
Farace, how relaxed were we in the other studio? How relaxed were we? I mean, pretty much farting all over the couch, just lying all over the couch, talking nonsense. No, none of that. Maybe Farace, but not us.
There was flying coffee all over the place. Shout out Keith. Hopes all is well in your neck of the woods, and we need you back here soon. Let's talk a little bit about some of the comments here. Did Maria kick me out? No. Trying something out here. See how it goes.
I was gonna say a really, really nasty thing about Keith. I mean, I really was. I'm just throwing it out there because I have to say it because I was when you said I was gonna say he was on the DL or the IL,
Uh-huh.
and I was gonna say a bad word, rotator cuff. But I just let Keith know that I was thinking of him.
Of course. All right. So these headphones, obviously, they're noise canceling. However, and PETA, don't attack. I'm outside. It's Florida. I have a bug zapper next to me. The only noise that is getting in is the zap, and it's like
I'm not hearing it. Is it
it's
like
getting
a
into
click?
my ear. It's like a
Is it like a
yeah.
snap?
You
Yeah,
see,
I would
but
put
it's annoying you, but it doesn't annoy us, so it
That's good
doesn't
then.
matter. So
That's
stop
right.
talking about it. All right, move on.
Wow.
Move on.
I told you.
I know it, but I don't want murder on the. I didn't even say a word. It was
You
all
don't
right.
have to.
Let's get to this managerial thing here.
There he is. Any second.
Funny
Any
guy.
second now.
Funny guy.
There's the
All right, so Craig Counsell. It's been long rumored that the Mets were gonna grab him, make him the highest paid manager out there. That didn't come to fruition, obviously, and you hear all the talk now about it. You can't be mad about the guy. He's a Midwest guy, coward, and from the last report that I heard, it was either going to be Milwaukee, Cleveland, or the surprise Cubs. Which, by the way, what the Cubs did to their manager, worse than or equal to or not as bad as Willie Randolph.
Ooh, Willie Randolph. I thought you were gonna say Buck. Willie Randolf.
Willie Randolph's bad, but this situation
This
here
is
like,
is bad. This is bad.
like just blindsided like that.
I say it's just as bad as the Willie Randolph. Yeah, that's
so
not a good look.
Well, so he gets I think it's 5 years, north of $40 million. Baseball managers don't typically get paid that much money. So he is setting a precedent. They're setting a precedent here. Go forward. So that's out of the way. Stephen Vogt goes to the Indians. I don't know that we even interviewed that guy. I had no idea he was a managerial candidate. He was like just a catcher like 2 years ago, it feels like. But lo and behold, Carlos Mendoza Rodriguez, bench coach for the Yankees, is announced.
Yeah.
He gets like 3 years, $4 million. Quite different from Craig Counsell.
Pretty cheap.
Get him on the cheap. What were you? Because my initial thoughts were like, who? That's what I had to go through. What were your initial thoughts, and where are your thoughts now?
Yeah, my thoughts were who, what, where, and why the hell does it have to be a Skanky? Can it be anybody else but a Skanky? I mean, listen, if you look at his record, he was a scout. He managed in the minors. He's gone through the system. He's learned. He's been in the majors for a while. He's been in New York. Does it translate to him being able to stand up there and be berated by the media and hear every bad thing that every fan has to say about him constantly every single day? Can he handle that as the top dog? Because when you're not the top dog, you're not in front of the cameras all the time. When you're the top dog, you're the guy, and they're gonna come to you for everything. The media's gonna come to you. Your players gonna come to you. General manager's gonna come. I mean, you are like the middleman for basically everything, and gonna have to put up with media scrutiny. You're gonna have to put up with management questioning your calls or management telling you what to do. I mean, it's a lot. It's really big. It's really a big deal in New York. Probably that's why Craig Counsell didn't want to come, because he's a coward, just like DeGrom is a traitor. What? We were talking about baseball, right? I mean, they could be in a conversation.
Yeah.
Have to be, there doesn't have to be.
Are you crying? Are you crying?
Are you crying, Farace? Are you crying?
Are you crying?
Never.
No, that was aimed at you, Rodriguez.
I know it was aimed at me. I know. That's why I turned it on Farace.
He flipped it.
I knew.
Terzio says, is he going to hit above the Mendoza line? Well,
The Mendoza
he
line,
did.
folks.
He did in his minor leagues, hit 230, I think.
Oh, good.
Something like that.
Another Vogel fat.
Another one of those.
Maybe Vogel fat will manage the team. He's a 230 hitter too. Great.
10 minutes and 36 seconds in, we get our first Vogel.
Good Lord.
But yet, didn't Vogelfat hit like 240? Didn't he hit better than 3 or 4
Ooh.
guys? He hit better than 3 or 4 guys. I don't hear you
Ooh.
ripping up. I don't hear you ripping up Squirrel. I don't hear you ripping him up.
I thought that he underperformed this year. He's only bat. What did he bat? 270 Squirrel. That's not good for him. He should be batting 310, 320.
Does he have a name like Vogelfat though? Does he?
No, he doesn't, because he's not Vogelfat. Vogelfat sucks. Vogelfat is the worst player in all of Major League Baseball. I don't even know why he's in the majors when he can't do anything else. It's ridiculous.
There it is.
Oh my God.
All right.
Dude,
Let's get back to Carlos Mendoza. So
they don't even disguise the fact. They don't even give him a glove and say, "Hey, go out there, fool them."
oh my
Get
God.
they don't. They're like, it's never gonna happen. All right, I get
Danny Burgers, Terzio.
All right.
Let's get back to Carlos Mendoza. Let's reel it back in here. So what are your thoughts now on it? So you went through.
No, I'm good. Listen, Stearns is a proven winner already. He's had good teams in it with the Brewers. He's done a good job of getting people to perform and win 90 games. He averages like 90, 91 games a season. I'll take that any day. Even the guys that say, "Oh, he hasn't won anything," but guess what? He's given his team a better chance than other guys are, because he's putting them in the playoffs. Having teams that win 90 plus games usually get to the playoffs. Those type of teams go to the playoffs. So he's doing a good job. I mean, dude, you know me. I want the youth to come up. I want them all to play. I want us to have cheap money, pay cheap for really, really good players. And it can happen, if we just build them. And so far, we're almost there. We just need a couple of good pitchers, and we'll be in contention next year, and then explode with the young guys, man. You got to build. You got to build for the future. You just can't build for the now. Got to be both. So,
all right, my thing on this whole Mendoza deal is I still can't think of a reason to bring in a rookie manager when you had Buck Showalter.
I know. I wouldn't have gotten rid of Buck either. I agree with you.
Right.
I really do.
But if I move past that, all the expectations was that, all right, you got rid of Buck. I don't see why they would want to go with a rookie manager again. So you're thinking it's going to be Counsell, it's going to be Bochy, one of these type of guys who's managed before and had success. And
why would it be? Why would it be then, though? Why would Stearns bring in a guy who's gonna at any given moment go against him and actually be strong enough to stand against him on the team? Because why would Stearns want that? You're not gonna hire a guy that's gonna be counterproductive to some of the things you say.
Counsell, he's had Counsell the entire time.
No, I'm talking about Bochy. I meant Bochy. Counsell.
That was the first experience, dude, that came to my mind.
Comes right in. He comes right in as Stearns' do boy, and that's fine. They've been a good tandem all this time for the Brewers, so they've done a good job for them. So that's all I care about. I don't care what happens, but let's see what happens with this with this new manager, Mendoza.
And then you get the calls of, oh well, they might as well have just gone with Beltran. Why would they might as well have just gone with Beltran?
Are you really trying to irritate me?
I'm not egging you on this.
I swear to God, you must have my number today. Because why would you bring in a cheater? Why would you bring in a cheater? Honestly, is that how you want your franchise to be looked at around the league? I mean, Met fans, aren't you proud of your franchise? Don't you just love the Mets? I mean, you love the Mets. We live Mets. That's our team. You want it to be you want it to be run by a known cheater who did it on multiple teams. I mean, all talent aside, he was our greatest center fielder. He can't get over the fact that he did that, and you know.
By the way, I realize that I have a large mole on my face.
Where? What? Where's that mole? I didn't see one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Very well done.
Mr. Joe's on point today.
Producer Joe is every now and then he gives you a
Wow.
performance
Every now-
out there.
If he stays awake long enough, he'll do the right thing. You know, it's just when he nods off. Now and again.
Oh, and when he's not nodding off, he's making me nod off.
What was that for?
Everything okay out there?
Okay.
All right, so hey, look, we can't judge it now. All these people that are the naysayers, if you will, that are saying, "Oh, this is another crappy hire." We don't know. We don't know. You know what matters the most is now these guys turning their attention. They announced today they will not fill the GM role, which makes all the sense in the world. Let this
Why?
dude build his thing. Build.
But Farace,
Get in there and cook.
why not, let's have a conversation here. Why not bring in a young guy that's gonna, be part of the organization from the get-go? The guy's 43 years old. That's fairly young to be a major league manager. Okay? I mean, Stearns has done a good job over there with the Brewers. He can mold this guy into a pretty good manager because Counsell became a good manager. He wasn't a manager before. He was a player. This guy has actually managed and dealt with people and dealt with personnel and made decisions during game. Counsell came in just like a regular ball player. I mean, he had the experience, but it's not the same when you're managing. It's a little different. So, what do you think about having a guy that can manage for the next 10 years for us and actually move up on the ladder and become the GM? Consistency and having a history, let's say, our greatest managers have a lot of history. Stengel, what's that guy that won in '69? And then you got Davey, so three guys that mean a lot to us. So Terry was a great manager. People didn't want him. Did you want Terry as the manager? He was coming from California, the Angels. Like I didn't want that guy. I learned to. I kind of grew to love him as our manager. Fiery little guy that would fight.
Art Howe. We didn't want him. Art Howe. We didn't want him.
We still don't.
I'm just saying. Oh, breaking news. I don't know. Can Rodriguez see the screen? Can he see the screen?
What's that say?
You want me to make this announcement? The Mets are expected to retain pitching coach Jeremy Hefner.
God.
See,
Why?
Rodriguez now thinking of his mind. He was like, I was just trying to be positive. I want a manager for 10 years.
Yeah. Hey, and now you're going to bring Hefner. Okay, you know what? I'm going to go with this because otherwise my headache's going to explode that they kept this moron still with that staff on the team. I'm going to think that Buck didn't let him go out there and talk to the pitchers when they were getting hammered or when they were making stupid pitches or when they were out of sync, which is his job as the pitching coach to step in, calm down his pitcher, get him righted, and then go back to the dugout. That's all you had to do, Hefner. So many games that we could have probably won. At least 5 because of that. You scrub. Say that he's still on the team against my wishes.
I'm so glad I saved this news for the show.
Just say. That's what you deleted from our chat. Now I know what
you guys did. Correct.
I saw it for a second, and I said, "Wait a minute, these guys say what?" And then I went back and said, "Deleted." I was like, "Oh, they're hiding something."
My second comment was,
so why they
did this for the show?
You too.
I didn't do anything.
All right, listen. I'll tell you. Hefner.
I just got friendly fire. I don't know what happened.
Hefner sucks. Hefner sucks, man. Hefner sucks. Really. He's like Vogelfat. He's got a jet.
Wow.
He didn't do a good job last year with the pitching staff. Senga just did it on his own. Senga didn't even need him. Quintana doesn't need him. Quintana can pitch. Quintana should be the pitching coach. Get rid of Hefner. 2 positions for Quintana. Take him out next year. Roll him right into the pitching coach. I'll take Quintana over Hefner any day.
Wow.
Oh my God, I'm so sick of Hefner.
Hefner Vogel club.
And they'll probably be on the team this year. Hefner and Vogelfat. The roster of the spring training roster. Hefner and Vogelfat still.
No,
still
Vogelback.
coaching?
No, there's
And
no
still-
way Vogelback is anywhere close to this team come spring training.
He should have been cut already. Are you kidding
I
me?
get that. I know, but sometimes you got to
No,
right some
dude.
wrongs.
Dude,
Sometimes you
look
just
at
got to
him.
right some wrongs.
He's gurgling some balls in his.
No.
He's doing something. He's washing his mouth with something because why is he still on the roster? Honestly.
Terzio's talking about the MVP of the Baltimore Orioles for this year, Mr. McCann.
Oh, look at that guy. Yeah, but guess what he's doing? He's out hunting. Just like us. You didn't win anything. Okay? Yeah, McCann. I'm glad. None of these guys won anything.
Hold on. All right. Let's focus. Let's focus in on here because what you were saying before, very positive. Let's focus in on that because our fans are not. So you get this dude. He's coming in. He's about to turn 44 in a couple weeks, and he knows New York. Number one. Number two.
Yeah.
It was one press conference that he managed one game for the Yankees when Boone got suspended, and he was pretty poised, confident, whatever. So he's got a little, but the gist of it is that he's in New York. He's taken this opportunity also. But here's the thing: we haven't had any sort of consistency when it comes to managers. It's been Callaway and this other dude. It's been embarrassment after embarrassment. And then Buck Showalter.
It really has been embarrassing.
Buck Showalter wins Manager of the Year, and then the next season
and then next year he gets fired. That's embarrassing too. That's pretty embarrassing. That doesn't to me that wouldn't look good around the league.
The poor guy kept wanting to manage. He wants to manage the Angels. That's how desperate he is.
I don't know why. He wants a championship. He's not going to get it with the Angels.
No. So think about it in your eyes. Finally, we got a manager that can grow with the team. 10 years, 12 years. God forbid we get lucky and we get like a long-term type of guy. That's exactly who I was going to say. And then you sign guys like Pete, and you got the core. You got Lindor and all these guys. You got the young kids coming up. This can be the competitive trade for Soto. This can be
very important.
A high-performing competitive team for the next 10, 15 years based on the leadership that they've now put into place. Epler was
and the youth. It'll be a youthful team.
The two youths. Bohan has Alonso going to Chicago. Jersey, I like that though.
Why wouldn't Tom have him go to Chicago? I thought he'd be going to Cincinnati. I thought he'd be in Cincinnati.
No, that's the other one.
That's the other Tom. Okay.
The Tom that you beat for the title.
Oh.
That's the Reds. That's the Reds
I'm
transplant.
I'm a two-time champion, by the way. Back to back, baby, in multiple sports. I'm like Bo Jackson.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sergio says MLB. Oh, this is the wrong one. MLB Radio cut me off a few years ago because I called Mickey Callaway Mickey Mouse. You called into MLB Radio? Is that what happened?
That's good.
What happened? All right. So as long as he can button his jersey properly when they announce him.
Oh my! If he puts the hat on and his ears are like sticking out like Dumbo, we're done for. We're done for. It's not even going to work for us.
If I was thinking about this earlier, and this guy has done everything in baseball. He's 43, turned 44, but he's done all these different jobs within the organization. Scout, like you said, director of this, and talent, all this. It reminds me a little bit about
all that stuff.
Right. It reminds me a little bit of the coach for the Miami Heat. He did all that little stuff for the Heat for all this time, and then he became the head coach, and he's thriving. So if we're not going to have a guy who's done it before, give them a
Hope
shot.
springs eternal.
Hope
You
springs
should
eternal,
have
baby.
this. You should have the Superman symbol on your chest because that's a symbol of hope, right? Because that's all we got, bro. We got all the hope in the world, and unfortunately, what Met fans.
And you know what else we're gonna have soon?
Hmm?
Is a giant area around Citi Field to have a great time.
Huge.
Huge.
Metropolis.
Close, yes. So Metropolitan Park, New York Metropolitans. I almost did it. What's going to be there, guys? A ton of stuff. This is just announced today. 20 acres of public park space, bars, restaurants. There's a Hard Rock hotel, casino, sports book. That's a definite thing there. Two towers, hotels, gaming facility. There's going to be a tailgate park, conference spaces, public plaza, Queens Food Hall and community space, community athletic fields, which is obviously very important to the future of the game of baseball. Playground, renovated accessible train station. They're going to renovate that train station there. And they're also going to have bike paths. It's an $8 billion investment, and I can't wait to go. When is it open? 2 weeks? They do these things quick, right?
Not in New York. It's the wrong state for you to expect quick construction or any roadways to be done. But
look what he's doing. He's partnered with different community leaders. We know that area is not the best to hang around. It's a destination spot. You go Citi Field and back, and that's it.
Yeah. Don't step outside of the subway. I'll tell you that right now.
So how Mets losing 15-0. Go ahead, the casinos when there's an afternoon game. Well, why are they losing 15-0 in the 6th inning? What are we doing?
He's pointing out that if you're at the game and it's a blowout, you got something to do.
Oh, okay.
Go over to the casino.
Yeah, he's gonna make money coming in. Coming out.
I thought he was saying that Uncle Stevie was focusing on the entertainment thing, not building the team. So the team's gonna suck. And
wow, you read a lot into that.
Negative.
It's Terzio. Come on, I bet Terzio says that's exactly what I.
You're very negative.
Terzio, PG.
Why
Terzio,
is Terzio?
PG.
Well, where's the Terzio wife joke?
I don't know what happened.
Joe,
that was producer Joe.
Why are you not policing this guy?
He's definitely not policing. All right, so obviously this is a great thing here. Again, lifelong Met fan, and he's building up the area. So now we got to invest in a late spring, summer, put in the books show home up there. Can we get that done?
Are we gonna buy a side apartment so we can hang out?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. That was my previous life. Yeah, that'd be good. We should take a road trip.
PG Terzio.
My ex-wife is gonna be what?
Hanging from the rafters, doing stuff.
Again? Poor lady. She's agile, though. There you go.
So the story goes. All right. So what? Casino, food, bars, drinks, and everything sounds good. What?
Sounds like
what
producer
intrigues you about
Joe's
this?
name is written all over that boy.
Joe's got the first flight out. Joe's got the first flight out. He's at the first round, which means first round of plane tickets for us.
Oh wow, big rich man.
Yeah, he told me that. Terzio said she was the woman in Toronto many years ago, looking out the window while okay. This is going swimmingly.
That was Terzio's wife.
That was Terzio's wife. Nailed it. All right.
Terzio.
What are your thoughts here on this Grand achievement. I
think,
love it. Love the idea.
dude, you make the place a destination. I mean, he's gonna get money coming in. He's gonna get money. He's gonna get you going out because you're gonna go to the casino. Degenerate
Hey,
are gonna hit the casino.
When I go to the casino, I am now investing in the Mets. If I lose.
If you lose, right. So, and there's food. I mean, it's a place, man. It's fantastic. I'm glad that our team got bought by a guy with some vision of trying to put us out there and make us, a household name, at least in all the boroughs. And maybe they got a skanky detector. Do you think that if they, like those subway token things where you just buzz right through? I mean, just put
like a
skank. You
zapper.
can't let skankies in. Now you're talking about violence, but I'm not against it.
You're not opposed to it. Yeah, it's the thing.
Not at all. But they should find some hard to do that and get those skankies off of our fields. Don't even let them in the.
What's Terzio said? What's better, losing at Citi Field or hitting a $20,000 slot machine win? Listen, one loss. You should build a team better than to let one loss affect the whole season. Give it a loss.
This dude is not in this to lose. Okay. All right. Look at the things that he's doing. Okay. Look at the progress he's making with the team. He's bringing us out there in the national spotlight again because they know that Mr. Cohen can at any given time say, "I'm gonna buy you," and he does it. Now
That's
we got
right.
Steinbrenner. Now we got Steinbrenner behind us. Now with the Skankies of 24 coming
Yes.
up, man.
Yes.
We got
Yes.
money behind
I
us.
have thought that myself. We have our Steinbrenner, but he's a likable Steinbrenner.
He's more
Yes.
humane. He's more
Now-
humane. He's less comfortable.
He's like a fan that
in
became a
baseball.
billionaire that and just he's trying to take over the town, man. That's all. He's trying to make our Citi
should.
Field the place to be.
Remember in '86
The
when
shows in
we owned
Queens,
New
man.
York, guys? Remember in '86, guys, when we owned New York? How wonderful that was! It was beautiful.
Mets town, baby.
It was great to walk around New York.
But I want to go back to something that producer Joe just said. He said that he's a likable guy. I have seen guys out there. I've seen there's hatred for Steve Cohen from Met fans. There's anger. Can you believe this? There's anger. There's hatred. There's
Every
people
fan
saying F
base
Steve Cohen.
has like 10% of their
But
fans.
how already?
base
How?
that is just insane. That wants to complain, get angry about everything. And we know the Met fan base that's like that, but they exist for every team. They're just
It's
miserable
unbelievable.
F's, man. That
I think there's a lot more.
with the exception of the team wins this, World Series. Like right now, Ranger fans are on top of the world, and every other fan base is finding some reason. Braves fans, look at those miserable bastards. They're so miserable about the playoff format. My point is, they're bashing on Cohen before Steve falls asleep. Too late. He's going to sleep. I see the eyelids drooping.
The eyelids are closing.
What? No, I'm not. I was staying
you're
away.
talking about fans that are bashing Cohen. They're the 10% that you got to ignore because they're crazy. The Terzios.
The Terzios of the world. Rodriguez, it's okay. He stopped. Timmy, what's going on, sir? He said, Tim says New Yorkers in general are just angrier than ever. Look at Terzio. That's right.
Those two, they love to hate each other.
Oh man. Raul, what's up, my friend? Raul's chiming in saying finally Flushing, New York area around Citi Field is finally developed with all the things with the soccer stadium, hotels, housing, casinos, restaurants after and before the game. And people are always fickle and MFers about the owner. I'd rather have Cohen than the Wilpons. 1,000 times.
Great.
But
well
I
said, of course.
And
People
every
should
time I
realize that.
see these things that Met fans are saying, I don't know why I get surprised at these things. Like after think about what the Mets just did this year, and think about what other teams would have done. other teams would have been like, oh crap, what the hell are we gonna do? We got Max Scherzer, we got to hold on to him. We got Justin Verlander, we got to hold on to him because we spent $40 million. We possibly do. No team's gonna take that. No, take our old guy. Here's more money on top of that, and give me 22-year-old talent. Bring it on, stockpile it.
Build it up.
I
mean, it was.
No other team would. I can't remember another team that has ever done that.
But Farace,
Just
you know what's the
flip them
best
like
part
that.
about that? In my mind, the best part about that is the decision was made. Boom, right then and there. This is how we're gonna go. This is what we're gonna do, and boom, they executed it. It wasn't like like oh, let's half-ass everything. Pardon the language, But they just said we're gonna cut ties with these guys. They're old. We're gonna get young talent. Done. Let's go. And I like the decisiveness of it,
Yeah.
And I hope we build on that. I hope those guys turn out to be good. But they seem to be highly touted, young minor leaguers. So I mean, we should do well.
Acuna snuck into when the Mets just got the rankings right before the Mets got him. He was in the top 100. He was in the 90-ish. Now he's snuck in the top 35 overall. So
yeah, and look at that kid, Jet Williams.
There.
That kid Acuna, Jet Williams. Mauricio is. I think Mauricio's here to stay, dude. That guy, unless he has the worst spring ever, he's the new second baseman. McNeil just better get used to playing a lot other different places.
Which
I mean, which
he
is
doesn't
great,
mind and he does well.
He doesn't. I like him in the outfield. I mean, it's
maybe
hard to
he just has the one position he thinks too much, and it gets him in trouble at the plate. Maybe
he should stop playing golf in the off season and concentrate on baseball. That will probably help you. Take your golf swing away, at least for the first 2 months of the season. Take that golf swing away. Start the season as a baseball player. Maybe you'll hit 300. Maybe you'll hit 20 home runs, McNeil. Stop playing golf. You're not freaking 95, okay? Play baseball. Wow. Just a thought.
Oh, man. We're going to put a statue up of McCann as the last I see here. Bring the Jets back to Queens. Yeah, so just to close that out, I don't understand the hate. Stop it already. It's the third year. What are you doing?
He's probably like the best owner in baseball, dude. He's the best owner in baseball. He's a fan. He's a filthy rich fan. Imagine that I had $100 billion. Forget it. Be great.
I would care a little bit,
What just happened?
What happened right there? But I have no idea.
That was no. I knew you were gonna say it was me. That was not me.
No.
What else going on? Kodai Senga is in the top 3 finalists for Rookie of the Year. Probably not going to win it because the kid from Arizona looks like he's the front runner. But
he should get it. He's an everyday player.
Corbin, he was incredible.
There's no way.
Also, by the way,
fantastic.
Oh, can I do something? Listen, this is a rare event, but I want to do something. The last show that we did, it was right before the championship series for both sides was going to play, and producer Joe actually was the voice of reason. He said, Joe's smiling right now from ear to ear. We can't see him, but he's smiling from ear to ear. He said, you got to have hope in the Diamondbacks. And I laughed at him. And I said, there's no way the Diamondbacks are beating the Phillies. Why would I have hope in the Diamondbacks? And they did it.
Well,
they did
thank
it.
God. Thank God for Joe saying it.
I didn't take the step further. You saw what Mad Dog did. Mad Dog, he said he would retire, but he didn't.
Of course not. Of course.
But you see what he did? He did the show from the stands with the Diamondback fans surrounding him.
Oh, that's
next
brutal.
best thing.
Well, I mean, I guess so. Mad Dog. That was. Yeah, Mad Dog talks a lot of nonsense sometimes. I mean, to say that actually when there's actually a chance that it could happen. I mean, and it did. It's great.
Well,
this is not the Phillies.
Too.
Oh, Brian Holmes sucks. I saw him today.
Brian Holmes sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. Listen, I'm very thankful for the Diamondbacks because I wanted no part of that. Excellent. It was great. Yeah, we had 3 other teams, our rivals, that made to the playoffs, but the Marlins got bounced, the Braves got bounced, the Phillies got bounced, and they have the same number of championship rings, same number of championship parades this year as we do. So
They got Vogel fatted.
oh boy. Okay, so that there's that. Former Met Mark Canha gets traded to the Tigers, and producer
He
Joe's
looks like a tiger.
favorite reliever. He does, and
Yeah.
I
You know he
you know,
does. You could easily see him in
this-
a tiger uniform.
it's a nice dude, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a tiger. And then producer Joe's favorite reliever, Adam Ottavino,
Ottavino.
opts out of his hit deal.
Did you know that he had like a 2.35 ERA for the Mets?
Not last year, the year overall.
Overall.
Yeah, because the year before he was great.
He makes
Last
me
year
sick.
there was quite a few meatballs he served up last year.
He was brutal last year, like the whole team was. But I agree with
But
Joe on that.
The best? No, that was his
Bye.
favorite. That was his favorite guy.
See you later.
Terzio, I like did Ottavino opt out because he thinks he can get a higher offer? I don't know that, or if he's looking to retire. I don't know.
Hey,
Um,
he's the guy that said that he could strike out Babe Ruth.
That's right, and he probably can't. Raul says, "Hey guys, what are your thoughts on Counsell going to the main manager of the Cubs and sticking it to the Brewers? It was always going to be that triangle,
Big stick too.
and it's I heard today it's just an hour and a half drive. So if he's not going to be able to cut it and he doesn't have the confidence to do it in New York, might as well go try out one of the juniors, Chicago, Los Angeles, one of those guys."
Yeah,
Huh?
but I mean, even to those little kids in Chicago and Milwaukee and stuff like that, even those children, I mean, to them it's a big deal because if the guy went pretty much across the road here and went for another team and just didn't stay with you. Yeah, I never even sweat those teams when I look at challenges, for the season. Like I worry more about the Braves. Even though I even worry more about the Marlins than I do the Brewers or any of those teams. Because at the end of the day, it takes a lot for them to win a championship. They're like 100-year teams.
Oh yeah.
So I don't care. I don't care. But they win, but still, forget. Let's worry about us. Forget Greg Counsell.
Get out of here. Go manage the Cubs or do something like that.
He's a coward. He's a coward. Yeah.
Go work for the Cubs. Get out of here.
Baby bear. You can't even be a real bear. You gotta be a baby.
George, yeah, well, that kind of goes along. Screw Counsell. He's barely mediocre. Kind of goes in line with what Rodriguez says about the do boy, and just going by what. Well, listen, I would rather I would rather have a buck. But then you say that, but then he was forced into playing Vogelback every day. So then,
so there you go.
You just don't know.
What that means is previous management had to go, because if you're stupid enough to make Vogel fat play today for whatever reason, you're not cut out to be a baseball guy.
And that whole thing with Epler is still going on. They're still looking into whatever.
Yeah, we're gonna find out that he was sending on his underwear to other players' wives.
Oh my God, again! And he's gonna be in his cowboy boots.
It's gonna be this cowboy boots and a tie-dye shirt or something like Callaway. Who knows?
Yeah, George.
If
If you missed earlier, we were talking about Stearns, and we were talking about how the Mets decided not to fill the GM role, and it's going to be Stearns building this thing, and Stearns built, no matter what anybody is going to say, with less money, less resources, he built a pretty consistent winner in Milwaukee. They competed every year.
But also the most important thing, and he's a Mets fan, dude. He grew
Okay.
up as a Mets fan. It's his home team. That effort, he's not going to sleep. You know, if he doesn't sleep over in Milwaukee trying to build a team, he's not going to sleep here, man. He's going to try to get us the best team possible. The owner is a fan. The general manager is a fan. You know, but it stops there. But those are the two big guys. You know,
Yeah.
so
That's
we're in good hands. I
that's it.
mean, we,
Hey,
we
Diana.
couldn't be in better hands. Better people, at least people that'll try harder. It's not like, you know,
Not even if we went to Allstate.
not like the Marlins owner. What? Allstate.
No.
Oh, that was a good joke.
So thank you. All I don't worry about is
It's like a second.
Mets are hiring managers over 2 years. That's also what we talked about earlier. Rodriguez
Yeah.
had a premonition. I saw the steam coming out of his ears. He had premonition that this guy could be a 10-year manager.
Could be.
The fact that we both thought that, hey, well, not let me make this clear. We didn't say that this is going to be the next guy, but we need a guy like Tommy Lasorda. We need a long-term guy that just has the reins, knows the ball club in and out, and is a consistent winner. Please.
We have history. You know, the Mets have a lot of history, but we have to build a dynasty. When people say the New York Mets, they think of longevity, of guys that have been there for a long time, of great. They think of great players. You know, we need to have people think of us that way. Have some pride in our team that way. I think we could do it if we get a good a manager that stays for a long time. You know, Steve Cohen keeps the team. Stern stays for a long time. That means we're doing the right thing. And we draft rookies, and we bring up players, and we don't spend all our money everywhere.
Where one question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Where on your list of priorities this offseason would it be to lock up Pete Alonso? Because I have
probably be number one.
Okay.
It'll probably be, for me personally, it would be number one to lock him up, because he's the heart and soul of this team, dude. Lindor's the face, Lindor, Smiley, and Mr. Happy. You put him out there for photo shots. There you go. However, Alonso is homegrown. He's a slugger. He's a New York guy. He's a Met, man. I mean, the kid bleeds orange and blue. At least he makes you think he does, and that's good enough for me. And he's a home run hitter in New York City. Consistently, the best home run hitter for the last 4 years, right?
Bohan is saying Cubs already have his locker ready. Now, I have a question, and I already know the answer because I know the fan base that we're dealing with. A couple of years ago, Pete hit 271 power. I don't even have to mention the power, right? Fully healthy. He was healthy all year. Last year. Right. This past season, I don't know what he wound up hitting. Off the top of my head, 230, 225, whatever the case may be. Yeah. Spent a good part of time in the season with the hurt thumb. Came back. Remember, he came back 2 weeks when they said it was going to be 5 or 6 weeks. So came back soon. Still did the home run derby. Like Mets, we got to take care of our guys. But here's the thing: guys like Bohan and these guys are choosing to believe that this year's Pete Alonso is Pete Alonso and not the guy who hit 271 with improving defense and being compared in the comments to Carlos Schwarber.
Wow.
Why are we choosing to believe that this is Pete Alonso and not the one from just last year?
Have you met these fans? Have you met our fans? I mean, let's be honest here. You know, producer Joe has said it many times. You know, we're fanatics. We're nuts. There's a small little base of people that are just out of their minds, bro. Exactly.
All right, I just wanted to let that.
No, dude, let it out. Let it out.
Hey, Rodriguez. This time, it's not Joe putting you to sleep. It's the music.
Wow, he's just gonna let it go on.
As as the whistle goes up. We come in for attack.
What are you doing?
Off the rails.
Wow.
Price is Right theme. Diana's laughing. Kill Bill. Absolutely, Raul.
Girls are bad for you, Joe.
So Terzio, I was 8 points off. 217, 46 home runs, 118 RBIs. Last year, if you flip the 7 and the 1, that's what he hit. 271.
There you go. Look at that.
You know,
How prophetic.
so I don't just cool your jets on all that stuff. But we'll see. It's a new regime.
Yes.
Maybe they let Pete go. I think it's a mistake, obviously, if they do. But
Dude, he had no support in front of him. He had no support behind him. They pitched around him. They made him reach for every pitch. He was off centered. I mean, he had a bad thumb. There's a ton of things that happened to Pete Alonso last year that justify the season that he had. And the only thing that he did worse this previous season, was his batting average. Everything else are all-star caliber numbers. Top player numbers. 6 home runs, was it?
46.
How many RBIs?
46, 118. Last year he was up over 130.
Dude, that's just sick. So if he has a guy behind him like a Soto, and then he's got another power guy like a Alvarez, and then he's got Mauricio hitting, and then he's got Batty, and Vientos finally stays locked in as the DH.
We're gonna break a home run record.
Think about stuff like that. That's what you need to work. Try to focus on, not what just happened and that he was bad in one stat. Come on, guys.
And I know people feel differently about this, but it's a stat that a lot of stadiums and they're just not showing those stats anymore. We're not going to get into this, but you're picking the one stat that people are like, oh, I don't know if that's worth a whole lot or as much as it once was.
No, let's not. I think batting average is important. I do.
Yeah,
but for a guy like
agreed.
Pete, it's not as important. Especially when the team failed last year. The whole team failed. And he still hit 46 home runs and 118 RBIs. I mean, are you kidding me?
Call him Carlos Schwarber. Man.
Kyle Schwarber, please.
Which, by the way, I've seen what Carlos Schwarber has done in the playoffs. If
bless him,
we can get to the playoffs, and Pete does that. Okay,
I'm good.
I'm
for
super
him.
upset about that.
And Kyle Schwarber at least will play the outfield. So there's that.
Yeah. Terzio says MLB career averages so far is 251. He is a prolific home run hitter. Yeah, he's as powerful as they get out there. Right now. All right, so I think obviously the big news of the day, Adam Ottavino opts out. No, we'll see what happens. I don't know if this is like he's going to opt out and then he wants a 2-year deal for less money.
I thought he wanted to restructure his contract. Why would he want a 2-year deal for less money? Why would he want to? You want to pay him a 2-year deal for less money?
No. What I'm saying is that he can sign a 2-year deal. How much was he get? 6 point.
I just
whatever.
Hope
that's a lot of money for
too upset with us, and he comes
for
back.
him.
I like Dave Robertson.
Yes. Yeah.
Ottavino can go. Ottavino can go.
Agreed. 1,000%. We're here.
Where's May? Where's that guy? What's the guy's name?
He retired.
May? Did he retire?
Yeah.
I wanted to sign him. I wanted to bring him back on the team.
You're such a liar. All right. I think we've got all the news out there for today. Look at Rodriguez. Rodriguez is a big fan of Trevor May. Ottavino was on baseball tonight. Oh. He was on baseball tonight. Oh, the Mets hot stove report came back tonight. SNY says he's going to explore, but don't rule him out for next year in a Met uniform. I don't know if we want to rule him in. Did he ask us that?
Yeah.
Like we're counting on rolling him out, I think, at this point.
We're broken up, Ottavino. Move on.
Take care, guys.
Bye
bye then. All right, let's head on out of here. OPS took over a few years back. But no. That's a comment from in the group down there. All right, let's get up on out of here. A little round robin here before we go, as always.
done.
Rodriguez, what you got on the way out here?
I'm just saying. Listen, let's see what happens in this during the next couple of months. Let's see who we get. You know, I'm pushing hard to get Soto, man. Give a couple of the young guys out and bring Soto in. He's a young stud, and he's built for New York. He can handle. He's Dominican. He'll love it. He'll love it in Queens.
And we know they're desperate. Did you saw that they had to take out a $50 million loan to pay their payroll?
I know they're like the team that's house poor. Like they bought a big house, but they don't have any furniture for it. So they gotta sell everything off. Yeah, we'll take Soto. We'll send him over here, man.
That's such embarrassing news. Like
it is.
At least the Mets got caught. The Mets owner got caught in investing and stuff. They just can't pay their people. Sorry, they just can't pay their employees. They're like, oh, we can't make payroll this week. What are you doing?
Bank of America's fault. It's Bank of.
Cut that check, man. We'll sign it. Can you cash it next Tuesday? There you go. One.
That's it. Rubber stamp that bad boy and send it out.
Oh my God.
We're gonna be fine, Metsies. Just relax. We're building a winner. Hopefully, we're building with you and with a lot of money. We got everything. I mean, the Mets have everything covered. I'm saying we. The Mets have everything covered. And it looks like they're trying, so I'm going to give them a chance. And we know what we're talking about. So we'll be fine, Metsies.
Terzio's right. Adam Ottavino cannot hold a runner. Every single time he let a runner get on first base, he was automatically on second base.
You can still two bases on that guy.
It's ridiculous, stupid. Like, all right, it's only.
Swipe is going.
It's only fitting that as we bring up Ottavino one last time, we had to producer Joe, his biggest fan on the way out here. Producer Joe, what you got? That all made sense. You know what's funny about that, Rodriguez, is that you didn't doze off there.
Huh?
You didn't doze off that time.
I was doing it, but see, there it is. I was trying to keep him awake through the end of the show. Our front office is in place. Our manager, our coaching staff is in place. The Mets have a fun hot stove season coming up. Let's see. It's been fun with Uncle Steve as the owner. He's not afraid to throw money, but relatively wisely, with the exception of the 2 washed rags. But I'm optimistic about our hot stove this year. We're gonna be all right. It's gonna be a fun off season.
Yeah, our hot stove since Uncle Stevie took over have been, before Uncle Stevie took over, we didn't really have to do many shows in the off season because nothing was going on. We were like, oh, we're gonna sign Bryce Harper. No, we're not really gonna sign Bryce Harper. Let's
no. The season ended on October, and it didn't start up again until like mid-January.
We had nothing to talk about, literally. Just
not even nothing. Christmas.
That's where I mentioned anybody's, this free agent, that free agent.
No one wanted to come wear a uniform. Not at all, man. Good God. That's so terrible.
All right. Well, so we'll see. By the way, Joe, just one silver lining on the 2 washed rags. If we didn't sign those 2 washed rags, we wouldn't have the Acuñas and these other kids right now. So
I mean that's my latest hatest. I had McCann last year. This year I had the 2 wash rags and Vogelfat, and I grasp that bringing them on actually gave us a sense of legitimacy and a run last year, and it brought the team together. And Verlander just it was a timing thing. By the time he came back, our bullpen started to fall apart, and our hitting never hit. So it was the perfect storm. So I love busting their chops because we didn't get what we thought we were going to get out of them. But I definitely wasn't unhappy about them coming on board, and
Yeah,
it was they were good signings. I mean, like Steve said, it's been fun off season with Uncle Steve. Because we're not gonna. It's not the will. Think about the years and years, the Wilpons, the coupons. Oh my God, what are we gonna do? We're gonna move on one big piece for nothing just to get
creative.
rid of salary. Yeah,
And then you get Fernando Tatis.
Oh my God. All right. Let's put money for a dome stadium. I saw that. I saw like AI generated photos of Citi Field with a dome. I mean, it didn't look bad, but I mean, is it needed there? I don't know. All right. So we'll see what kind of news comes up over the next week or so. We'll start getting what's his name opted in, the catcher that got hurt last year.
Omar,
Narvaez. So he'll back up Alvarez. Mets. He'll back up Alvarez.
Ooh, the kid just took it.
Don't do it.
That's how you gotta do it. That's how you gotta do it, baby.
Hey, he's gonna be a well-paid backup, by the way. So he could just chill out there.
You need a well-paid backup because you know what?
He's
God forbid something happens.
The starter's going to be making 600,000, and what was Narvaez was like 2 years, 14 million or something like that.
So don't worry about it. This kid, if he keeps going the way he's going, he's going to be making a lot more than Narvaez ever did.
Sure, take advantage of it now.
Take advantage of him now.
So we'll see what goes on this offseason. Winter meetings in less than a month. I pretty much guarantee Soto's going to be traded. Let's see where. Let's see if we have the cojones to put a package together, because the Padres sure as hell can't afford to pay that man anymore. And by the way, Machado's probably going to be on the block also. I'm not saying that we go after all these guys, but the Padres are going to be back to the old Padres again. This is not a case where you got a $16 billion guy.
I would take Soto off their hands so quickly, and Tatis Jr. Even though he's roided up, I'll take him. Allegedly,
pay him off. He's got the cheap contract. Cheaper. I say cheap, but like he relatively inexpensive for his talent. In terms of Lunarge, I hope so. All right, let's see what comes up over these next few days, and then we'll pop up. We'll talk about when our next show is going to be. But we appreciate you guys joining. Let's go Mets. Screw you, Council. Bring on Soto. Peace out, everybody.
Sucks. Later.
Put up the box!